What's a joke you broke? Your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you.
Hello, and welcome to The Rising Sun, a Dungeons & Dragons campaign that's really just Merlin fan fiction with dice, I guess. I am your wonderful, beautiful, sexy, and fantastic dungeon master, Fish. You might know me on Tumblr as Fish Out of Camelot. I do, in fact, have a face, and I am not actually a catfish, despite what people seem to think. Before we get into it,
not just using a polymorph spell.
Don't give away my secrets. Don't stop. I am a person. This is my skin. I got it all on my own. We're good. Announcements before I was rudely interrupted. First, so this is the way this is going to be structured is we are currently recording this all in one session, but it's not going to be posted onto YouTube that way. They're going to be posted in 20 to 40-minute episodes that will be released onto the YouTube channel you're currently on. Preferably, the way I have it currently planned, they're going to be released on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. At the same time, I will be posting the transcripts for these episodes onto AO3. The links will always be provided in the description for that. That's just for if you're not able to watch us talk for hours on end or simply don't have the attention span or the ability to do so. Yeah, just read the transcript instead. There you go.
Hey everyone, Fish here. So, about all that scheduling stuff I just said, all that, weekly mumbo jumbo, little edit we gotta make to that. So, big shocker news, but video editing takes a lot longer than you expect it to, especially since I'm doing all this on my own and I'm pretty much an amateur, not to mention I've been taking a lot more hours at work and I have a lot of, real world obligations I have to deal with. I know, I have a life outside the internet, it's crazy, right? But yeah, just as a way of kind of thanking everyone for being so patient and slogging along with me through this, even as I keep postponing the release for months and months and months and months. And also to give you guys kind of like a sneak peek into what what you've been so patiently waiting for and supporting, and as like a reward, as like a little gift, a present to thank everyone for being so amazing and supportive during this whole process. I decided to release the first episode as a separate entity from the rest of the series. The rest of the series will still be released on a weekly basis. I intend to do that once I have the entire series fully video edited, like all of the content has been edited, then I'm going to start releasing them on a weekly basis. I just decided to put out the first episode as soon as it was done. Now, as for the rest of the series, and when that's going to be put out onto the internet, I would definitely recommend keeping an eye on this YouTube channel, ring the bell if you want to get notifications, on my Tumblr feed at Fish Out of Camelot, and on the Rising Sun Discord server, all of which are going to be locations that I'm going to be posting announcements and promotional material and kind of keeping everyone updated on the progress of this project. So, my goal for having all of this put together, I'm hoping to have it done sometime late August, early September. That's when I go back to college, and I really don't want another obligation getting in the way of my progress here. And yeah, I think that's about it. Back to the video.
Also, every episode will, and you will see this happen like later in this episode, every episode will hopefully have a fan art segment sometime in the middle of it. So if you have fan art that is, related to the campaign in some way and you want it featured in a future episode, just contact me through Discord, Tumblr, or email, and my contact information will be in the description below. Lastly, if you want to talk about the campaign, Dungeons and Dragons, Merlin, some strange amalgamation of all three, you just chat with like-minded people. We've got a Discord server, man. Right? Join the Rising Sun Discord server. It's pretty chill over there, I think. And I say that with bias because I made it, but it's good. It's good. Yeah, link to that will also be in the description. Wow, the description is going to have a lot of links, huh? Anyway, let's get into it, starting with introductions. You already know me. I need no introduction. I'm fabulous. Anyway, let's go around. Yeah, let's just go around the room and everyone just introduce yourself, your character, your experience with D&D. Do it.
Okay, I can go first. I'm playing Arielle. She is a level 3 ranger. Formerly a druid turned Knight of Camelot. Basically, I wanted to fill in the role that Morgause promised before she was evil. Basically, a really cool female knight. Sometime in the past, she helped Arthur and Merlin do something, as they do in the episodes, and became a trusted druid to Arthur. And sometime when all the knights were when all the knights were knighted, I forgot what episode that was, she was too. And she also has a raven named Wisht.
Wow.
That is Welsh, and it is not said how it's spelled.
So Arielle is kind of like if Morgause and Mordred were like fused into a person.
Yes.
Which in some iterations of the legend, sorry. Well, now I've opened my mouth. I guess that means I better say something useful.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm Owlie. That's what I'm going by. My character is just Elena of Gallant, the character from season 3, episode 6, The Changeling.
Oh, you actually know your episodes.
I know season 3. After her experience with the She or the Fae, depending on what we're going to call them, because in D&D they're the Fae. Anyway, she has decided to that other people probably need help too. So she is a ranger in this iteration. I've made her a ranger who goes around the kingdoms helping people deal with Fae infestations. Yeah.
Now, on the note of like knowing the episodes, surprise, that's going to be the final boss. It's going to be this big old puzzle where you all have to list every single episode by name. Sorry, just got to let you guys know that now.
All right, well, I'm
going to fail.
Should have done your notes.
Oh, no, yeah.
Should have practiced.
So I feel like since Owlie just introduced Elena, it would be a good time for me to introduce my character. I'm playing Lunette. She's a druid. And, well, in a longer campaign, I probably wouldn't be this upfront about backstory right at the beginning. This is a one-shot, so I'm just going to come out and say she's displaced. She had a bit of an incident where she got trapped in Avalon in the land of the fairies and sort of ended up displaced in time. So she is technically pre-purge. She also, prior to this campaign, met Elena, and the two of them have sort of, worked together in the past.
Cool. Who wants to go next?
I guess I can. I am known as Eru on Tumblr, and I'm going to be playing as Merlin, the sexy bastard himself.
Who's that? I don't think I know him. I've never heard of him. Is he like an obscure minor background character?
Oh, he's in a couple of episodes, I think.
Okay. No, I'll have to like go on the wiki or something because I can't remember him.
Yeah, you'll know him when you see him.
He's kind of in the back.
Hopefully Eru knows what couple episodes those were for the final boss.
He was definitely
Come on.
and definitely some other ones. I don't remember which ones, but he's around. So obviously he's a sorcerer secretly. Not much to explain with this character there. For the sake of mechanics, he's being played as a water genocide and a sorcerer rather than a warlock. It's more accurate to his character for Dungeons and Dragons. And he also has a potted plant that we've named Sir Plantsalot. Might actually be the love of his life.
We love Sir Lancelot. This is non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I decided to make him invincible. I don't know if Merlin can do that, but the plant is invincible.
It's a good plan, because if you tell the DM that you love someone very much, they will use it against you. So just make the thing you love invincible before the campaign starts.
Definitely. And for the record, this plant, it doesn't like have any uses. It doesn't like give food or medicine or anything. It's literally just the plant. It's just there.
Plot twist, the reason why it's called Sir Lancelot is because it's actually Lancelot reincarnated into a plant.
That's always an option. Would like to go next? Is there anyone else left to introduce themselves? Would I last?
There's Theo and Barb.
Yeah.
I can
I'll
go next.
I guess I'll go next.
Go
You
ahead.
guys go at the same time. We just kind of try and figure it out from there.
Go ahead. You first, Bob. You first.
Okay,
I
I'll go
insist.
first. Okay. Hi, I'm Barb, and I am playing the one, the only Sir Leon tonight. For the purposes of this, he is a fighter, level 3, Knight of Camelot. We love him. I think he needs no introduction. I think that does it for him.
Stressed mother of 6 kids.
Mm-hmm.
So stressed. I mean, I've already got my stress toys here.
The entire time Leon's just there squeezing a stress ball.
Yeah.
Serves one.
So I guess that just leaves Theo.
All right. I guess it's me. Hello. I'm Theo. I'm playing Mildroth Solarys, aka Ro, the level 3 Dragonborn Barbarian. Obviously, she's not a canon character. I kind of made her with the sole purpose of just kind of, creativity. And I was like, how can I make a character that would be, out of the norm for Merlin? And I was like, yes, Dragonborn. This will be interesting. So she's kind of just here, vibing. And she's just, there. I guess that's me. I guess that.
Sounds good. I think that's everyone then. Cool. Are we ready to get into it, to dungeon some dragons?
I left
Let's dungeon them all.
Yes.
We'll dungeon one dragonborn, actually.
Perfect.
Okay, so gotta get my I feel like I almost am very tempted to do this whole campaign in like a bedroom voice, be like, roll for initiative. I'm like the eyebrow waggling, just like, what?
Dare you to do it.
I don't think I could keep it up that long. Okay. Time for my DM voice. In a time of myth and a land of magic, the destiny of a great kingdom rests on the shoulders of a young man. His name? Merlin. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little hard to fulfill that destiny from the inside of a prison cell. Let me explain. So, a few months after the Round Table so heroically reclaimed Camelot from the clutches of Morgana for a second time in as many months, they really need to work on that. the round table decided to go on a little quest, right? You know, it was your standard rough, tough, save the world type of quest. Really, you just kind of had to be there. It was totally awesome, mind-blowing adventure. There were like people like they lost loved ones and they had beautiful, heart-wrenching get to know you moments where they were just bonding and really grew closer together as a group. It was amazing. Anyway, that's how they met Arielle. And she kind of became a knight of the round table, and, you know, and as long as Arthur was like, so as long as you don't do magic stuff, we're cool. And she's like, cool. So now she's on the team. For reasons Merlin still can't really understand why anyone would want to be here. Anyway. Oh no. Ariel, our Merlin's gone.
We can't do this without our Merlin.
Oh,
Come on.
So,
Oh
Owlie, they lost loved ones. I lost an apple, but
I assume that's what you mean when you say they lost loved ones. I mean, it was either that or like something happened to his hair.
Well, I mean, if any of us wonder, like, oh, where's Percival? Oh, and he died off screen.
Oh, not him.
Gwen and Merlin. Or
We can't lose our himbo. Come on.
Beans, it
Not the
happens.
round table's trophy husband.
Right.
Leon actually died, but he got better, so he's still here.
Yeah,
He does-
Leon.
Like what? The 6th time?
Yeah.
They have a tally on they keep a tally on like the wall in the armory, where they're like how many times has Leon died, or like days Leon's gone without dying. Have to pull it down back to 0 again. Leon fell down the stairs.
Back to 0.
Anyway, so that happened, and now fast forward to about a week ago. A strange person wandered into a village in the outskirts of Camelot, but was kind of scaring the locals because they didn't quite look generic enough. In that, I mean, they had scales for skin and a very lizard-like countenance, which was kind of spooky. People are like, oh no, it is a half-man, half-dragon beast roaming the wilds. And Arthur and the Round Table were like, Beans, we got to do something about this. So they started hunting down this dragon person, as has been introduced to be Ro. And, but then they're like, oh, dang it, this dragon beast is like sentient and crap. And Arthur's like, well, they're not doing any bad stuff, so we're just gonna lock you up in the dungeon so until we figure out whether or not to kill you. Sounds good. So that's a thing that happened. And Merlin, I feel like he would be tempted. He's been very tempted to like just bust the dragon out, but like I don't feel like he'd want like a repeat of the Great Dragon. Last time he tried to free a dragon affiliated individual, half of Camelot was destroyed. So I feel like he's a little wary here. He's like, Kilgara's on my side now, but this person might not be on my side. They might burn the whole city down. So that happened. That was about a week ago. But if that wasn't bad enough, apparently every magic affiliated individual within all of Camelot decided to drink their dumbass juice. Because a few days later, like 3 days after that, a druid got caught using magic and put in the dungeons for that. And thus we introduced Lunette. Hi. Who had been spotted using magic during a wary trip to the city for supplies, and naturally got arrested for that because welcome to Camelot. And this time Merlin knew for a fact that he has to do something about this. He can't just let live and let live. So he and Arielle, former druid, were like, let's team up and save Lunette. Wow. So they did that, but unfortunately, Lunette just had to throw a wrench in their plan. It's like, no, we're not going to leave without the dragon. So they're like, crap, we didn't plan for the dragon. So that kind of, that threw a wrench in their plan. Then another wrench was thrown in their plan when she's like, surprise, I have a hooded, mysterious ally waiting for me in the woods. And they're like, that's 2 whole people we weren't planning on. God damn it. And naturally, it was really inevitable by the end of all this that their plan would unravel like a frayed sweater. So, now here's the funny thing about Lunette's mysterious companion. That's Princess Elena. You know, that Princess Elena, the ditzy one. Let's just say she got a little upset when she found out she'd been a she's meat puppet all her life. And, you know, now she's, you know, like Owlie was saying, she's now helping other people who have been affected by the she. And Oracle's been affected by the Fae, kind of. So, mashup, it happens. You know, when a ranger and
Lunette
a druid
has
love
also
each other
been
very
affected by
much.
the Fae. Not just the player character. Not just the player. I mean, I have been affected by the Fae, but my character has been also.
Oh, I'm back.
Hey!
Hello.
Merlin has returned. Wait,
Yay!
Sorry to those of you with low object permanence. I do still exist.
you exist? I didn't know you
Yeah,
existed
right.
to begin with.
Okay, so someone who follows my blog. Whatever.
I thought that was just like a Russian bot. Just
It should
just-
be.
sending spam to me.
I wish it was.
I mean, like, it's really just constantly just in my DMs, just talking about Gwen and Merlin all the time. So I figured, oh, it's just a Merlin Russian bot trying to promote Merlin fan fiction.
The Russians are known for that.
I mean, ignore the fact that Eru literally introduced you to me, but, you know.
The Russian bots are matchmaking now.
The Russian bots are very intelligent.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Ew.
We've got like some iRobot stuff going on here. Anyway, so our title character Merlin did not miss anything aside from exposition. Good job. As I was saying, so naturally, their whole plan to free the Dragonborn and the Druid kind of unraveled very quickly, and they all got arrested, which was pretty cool. And while this happens, naturally, there's going to be a bit of an uproar because one of Camelot's knights and the king's servant himself got arrested for helping a magic-using druid and a non-human dragon person. So that's a bit of a scandal. You know, you're going to hear about that in the morning news. So, you know, the council has since been kind of going haywire, trying to decide what to do with these people. Do we try them for treason? Do we banish them? What do we do? So it's been constant, nonstop debating in the council chambers, which really has kind of devolved into a debate about the morality of magic, because if magic is evil, then Merlin and Arielle are aiding and abetting a villain, bad person who needs to, and they all need to be tried for treason. And if magic is good, then everyone in the dungeons is wrongfully imprisoned and need to be set free. But all of Camelodian society as we know it will be in total upheaval. Bit of a predicament, I'll just say that. Now, which leaves us with Leon. Good, noble, upstanding, lawful good Leon. The thing about him is that he's had good encounters with the druids and magic, and they've saved him before multiple times. They're on good decent terms. And frankly, he's never been totally like 100% sold on the whole let's kill druids thing. So all this debating and capturing and magic talk has kind of put him in an emotionally compromised spot. I mean, he's always kind of having some situation. He's troubled. He's a very troubled person, considering the people he surrounds himself with. When one of his knight friends, not Gwen, because Gwen was busy trying to figure out how to break Merlin out of prison, but one of his other knight friends was like, hey, you need to unwind. You're very stressed out. Let's take you to the tavern so you can drink all your troubles away. Leon was like, troubles? All I have are troubles. So when told to drink his troubles away, he drank. And drank a little bit too much. Got drunk. got into a tavern fight and got thrown into the dungeons to cool off because he got into a big old tavern fight. Yeah, that Leon, of all people. If Gawain weren't currently busy trying to commit his own act of treason right now, he'd be laughing his ass off. And so here we are. It's a brisk, slightly windy morning in Camelot. Birds are chirping, the flowers are blooming, and there are 6 dumbasses locked in a dungeon together. You know, a dungeon that no one has ever broken out of, ever, ever, ever. No one has ever broken out of these dungeons, and no one ever will. Ta-da! It's a map.
It's a map.
Map.
It's a map. It's a map.
Oh my god.
So,
That is a map.
that is indeed a map.
Nice.
So
Very
in the
nice.
corner here, we have. Now these don't perfectly look like the characters they represent, but I was using a pixel editor a sprite editor because I don't know how to make sprites. Woo! And
This is amazing.
So this is Arielle in this little corner. As you can see, everyone, Arielle, Merlin, Elena, Lunette, and Ro have all been locked away in their own separate little dungeon self things. And
Wait,
well, then there's also Leon here, who's been locked away with the guy he got into a tavern fight with. Both of them are sleeping off their hangovers at the moment. Down here, these dungeons all have window grates, like you see in the TV show, where the cell that everyone gets thrown into has that grated window up at the top. And here at the bottom, you see Lunette and Ro, because they're ooky spooky magic users. They've been both of them have been chained to their respective walls with iron manacles, and Ro in particular has a kind of an iron muzzle on their face, kind of an extra layer of restraint. But y'all, the rest of you guys up top here, are all loosey-goosey and free. Y'all can move as you please. I hear Merlin in particular is rather flexible, if you know what I mean.
Oh, goodness.
Put a rating on this, right? There's going to be a rating.
As long as we keep it to like euphemisms and innuendo, we're good. As long as we don't get too graphic.
So that was a fucking lie.
Which, on that note, if you're gonna send fan art, don't make it NSFW. Please don't. I don't know what you would do. Freaking
Poetry.
someone hecking an affect. I don't know. That's a fun fan art you could make, I guess.
Gawain is like deleting some art from the chat as we speak.
Okay, so y'all are in a dungeon. What are y'all up to in the dungeon? How are the vibes in this dungeon right at the moment?
Boy, I'm an idiot vibes.
I'm sorry, Elena's is, boy, everyone else is an idiot. Excuse
Ranson,
me.
it's a dungeon.
He's only here because everyone else got involved in a plan they couldn't execute.
So, yeah, I feel like y'all have kind of woken with the sun. The sun is up. It's oddly quiet outside this morning. Usually, you hear a lot more hustle and bustle outside in the courtyard. And maybe it's just because you're in the dungeon, so you're a little bit farther away. But it does seem a little bit suspiciously quiet. That is something that you all are kind of. So it's not really so much the noise of outside and the morning goings on that awakens you, so much as it is just like your natural body's sleep rhythms going, oh, time to get awake now. So y'all are kind of groggily rising up in the beginning of this kind of chilly morning.
Our natural rhythms and one asshole rooster.
There is a house
in New Orleans. They call the rising sun. And it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. In God, I know I'm one. My mother was a tailor. She sewed my new blue jeans. My father was a gambling man down in New Orleans. Now the only thing a gambler needs is a suitcase.
So I imagine everyone except maybe Leon is awake at the moment. Leon's still kind of sleeping off his hangover. He's not
Just a pounding headache.
pounding
Just
headache.
full, like,
He's
dead to the world.
mildly awake. He's like might be awake, but he wishes he wasn't.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, please let sleep take me. But it will not come.
Does anyone if everyone check your spells, is there a hangover cure spell anyone decided to, have prepared today?
Well, I have like 4 different healing spells if
There
you
you go.
want one of those to count.
Could cure wounds, fix a
All of
hangover.
them at once. All of
I'm
them at
sure-
once.
I'm
Something
Cure
will work.
Wounds,
Every
healing
single one.
word, good berry, and healing spirit.
Ooh, what one of those would be able to heal a hangover is the question. Leon's screwed. Sorry, Leon.
We'll just slap him around a bit. It's fine.
I'll scrounge something up in my mess kit. It'll be fine.
We're good. We're good. Now, as you guys kind of arise and wake up, you do hear kind of, like I said, it is very quiet. Probably the only real noises are the faint cawing of birds in the background, like crow-type birds, and maybe an asshole rooster. I don't know. And and some quiet conversation going on with these guards over here. Don't you love the little guard sprites?
That's adorable.
Yes.
They're so homogenous. Emphasis on the homo, if you know what I mean.
Isn't that true of everyone in Camelot?
Yeah.
Yep, no one is straight, except maybe Agravain.
Well, he
But he's
doesn't
dead.
exist yet, so
He's dead, so yeah, no one's straight. Well, no, that's a spoiler. Anyway. So you can kind of hear that they're talking about something, but you're not really sure what. And it does kind of sound like they're playing some kind of dice game on the table. But that so far, that's really all that's happening here. You can kind of catch like a few. They're speaking quietly, but you can, if you listen closely, hear a few words here and there talking about like you hear the word magic thrown around a little bit. Prisoners. It sounds kind of like they're talking about you, but again, they are very far away and they're speaking very quietly, so it's hard to tell for certain.
So how easily do you think I could talk to the cell next to me? Like without the guards hearing too well.
You could probably, that's a pretty decent. If you guys are both up against the bars, you could probably like whisper back and forth if Merlin was also up against the bars.
Okay, so we're just waking up, and Arielle feels a little discombobulated with the lack of noise while waking up, so she counter whispers, Merlin, listen to that.
Merlin, he's very, very at peace because he likes a quiet morning where he doesn't have to get up and serve Arthur's lazy ass. So he doesn't
Fair.
want to listen. But again, he asks, what am I listening to?
There's nothing.
Oh,
That doesn't feel right.
are the guards still there? Are they still at their posts?
Yeah, I can hear the guards. It's not the guards though. It's outside.
What's changed?
We need to get out of here. Somehow. And not the crap plan we had before.
So my question is, what are Lunette and Ro up to right now? Like, how are they kind of vibing right now? I mean, you're chained up in a dungeon.
Yeah. I think.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, Ro's just kind of silent. Doesn't want to, really think about what's going on. She's just kind of like, God,
Lunette is like
screwed up.
outwardly just sort of silent and sitting against the wall, but like inwardly she's just screaming. Not like literally she's mind speaking screams into everyone else's head. I just mean she's like she's pissed, honestly. She's
That's
pissed
a
to
good
be
point.
in this
People in Merlin
dungeon
can actually internally scream.
just trying to go about her life, basically.
Wait, that's right. Arielle's a former druid and Merlin has mind speak abilities. Why are you guys talking through the bars? They just mind speak.
I already established this is a prison full of fools.
Alright, they're all dumbasses.
Yeah, all of our characters are pretty stupid.
Well, Arielle tries to respect Merlin's boundaries, and I thought Merlin was fairly uncomfortable with the mind speak stuff,
True,
unless
that is
necessary.
That's true.
So who's gonna initiate the mind speak?
Yeah, actually, legitimately, I'm going under the assumption that with the iron manacles, Lunette wouldn't currently be able to mind speak, but I don't know, Fish, what were your thoughts on that?
I know that in the fandom there are a lot of head canons and fandoms about like certain things that can repress magic. You know, the age-old fan fiction trope of like magic repressing chains and whatnot. But for the sake of trying to keep this as close to canon as possible, I have decided to not kind of be so forward about that. So they are just iron chains.
So I think Lunette is just gonna try and reach out, and send a general message to anyone in the vicinity who is open to mind speak, because she wouldn't necessarily know who those are yet.
Mm-hmm.
And
so she's sending it at everyone in the chat.
Well, I mean, she's sending it to she's sending it to Merlin and Arielle, but she doesn't know that per se. And since she did not hear that conversation before, she's going to ask, is it just me, or is it a little too quiet this morning?
No, I feel it too.
Is Arielle saying this aloud? Or
No, in her mind. In her mind. I'm sorry.
Arielle hears mind speak in her head. She's just talking aloud with a voice in her
Talking
head.
out loud.
Guards are like, man, I thought these kids were idiots. Now they're crazy? Okay.
God.
In his mind, Merlin thinks back. I wish I was quieter. Shut up. And he rolls over and goes back to sleep.
Now my question is, has it set in for him this early in the morning, the gravity of the situation he is in right now?
Merlin's very used to being in this constant state of danger, so it's not affecting him as much as it probably should be.
It's not even like the first time he's been in the dungeon.
Oh, he's been in the dungeons loads of times. And plus he probably honestly got a little visit from Gwen in the middle of the night that he thought was a dream. Gwen is trying to break him out after all.
So this time, Lunette is going to send her next message just to Arielle. I take it he's not a morning person?
Oh, definitely not.
You tried to break me out earlier.
I was a former druid. I know what it's like to feel what you're feeling right now.
Well, probably not exactly what I'm feeling. What's your plan now for yourself?
Well, obviously we need to get out. I'm not quite sure how to, though. and I do plan to help you. I haven't given that up.
I could leave my own cell, I think, but I don't want to. I've expressed this. I do not want to leave alone. And I have multiple ways, in fact, that I believe I could get out of my own cell, but what I lack is a method to open the door of another cell. Do you know anything that could help with that?
I know the guards outside have keys. Possibly if we could get their attention and knock them out somehow.
I could knock them out. I think. Do I still have my wand on me?
That is actually something that I should mention. All of your weapons and whatnot, and yes, a wand, have been confiscated by the guards, and you're not really quite sure where they. Well, I mean, I imagine Arielle and Merlin having and Leon having like been in Camelot for a while. Oh, a while, a few years. We probably know by now where like prisoner contraband is kept, but like the rest of you, I don't think would be quite as familiar with where they keep prisoner contraband.
Okay, if I don't have my wand, I'm actually going to hold off on teleporting out of my cell because the spell I have to knock out the guards would require either material components or my wand.
Okay.
So I'm going to continue the conversation with Arielle. I had a wand with me when I was arrested. They took it from me. I do not know where they took it. If I could get it back, that would be very helpful.
Okay.
Do you know where it might be?
I know where the contraband chest will be.
So are you now intending to tell Lunette this information?
Yes.
Okay. Roll for I feel like that would be intelligence to recall, to like cycle through your memory and see if you can recall where the chest is. Because you don't go down here very often. You think you probably remember?
I got 21.
No the hell. I don't know where this chest is. Like, you dream of this chest in your sleep. Every time you close your eyes, you picture it in your mind. Yes, if I ever get arrested, this is where my stuff will be. It's right there.
Yeah, so I tell her where it is.
Where?
I tell her through the mind speak, this is where the chest is. Is it possible to like send images through mind speak?
That's a good question. I think so. I think that's a thing that can happen.
Cool. Because I don't know how to describe something that I don't technically know myself. So I'm just gonna like say like, here it is, and send an image of like the chest location.
Cool. So Oracle, you now know where the chest is. Lunette knows. I'm bad at. There are so many names here.
Oracle does not know. Oracle would like to know.
Oh, like I said, the chest is right there.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
Okay.
I
I'm I didn't
switched
see your
my
mouse
view,
moving.
but the previous time that you did that, the view that I had your little side screens in was covering that area up.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I've changed that now, so it's not covered.
Right.
So, given the fact that, in the image of the chest I got, did it look like it was locked?
Yes.
Okay.
It was like a standard medieval padlock kind of thing.
Should have played a rogue.
Would have made
No,
sense.
I mean, I was either gonna play a druid or a rogue, and I went with druid.
There we go.
May I
Yeah.
interrupt? Okay, so I'm not sure how we're playing with this, but Merlin in the canon seems to have the ability to overhear druids speak, even when it's not directed at him.
Okay.
That's fair.
I imagine he's hearing this conversation.
Yeah. So I was gonna
And
say,
I'm gonna when I receive the mental image of the locked chest, I'm gonna send like a frustrated grumble back, and just sort of say, I could knock out the guards, but I would need my wand to do that.
Catch-22.
And I still don't know how to open locks with magic.
I mean, I will say that this is a pretty rusty lock. I feel like a good clonk to it could solidly smash this thing.
Okay.
Or you could just break the chest, just shatter the wooden chest. Boom.
Yeah. If it really if it really looks like I could pretty much break into the chest, then what I'm going to do is instead of Misty stepping out of the spell, what I'm actually going to do, because I want to sort of sneak over there,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to end a use of wild shape, and I'm going to turn into just like a spider. Just like a regular spider. Okay. And I'm going to like climb on the walls and ceiling until I'm like by the chest. And for the moment, I'm not going to turn back into a human. I'm just going to sort of wait and watch the guards and look for an opportunity.
Okay. So the way I'm seeing it is, you're a little spider boy, and you just kind of doop doop doop, and you're crawling along the ceiling, right?
Yeah.
Doop 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 doop, and you're now probably, I'd say, like over here in this area. Okay. Roll.
Okay, so
Yeah.
sorry. If a commotion starts down here, how much upstairs, like outside the dungeons, would hear it?
That is an excellent question.
Because it's very echoey.
Yeah, it is very echoey. Under normal circumstances, you can imagine that probably people would very quickly hear this commotion. But then again, if you look out the grate, you don't really see anyone outside. So it's kind of a toss-up whether or not if anyone did hear it, whether they would come. As I was saying though, Lunette, roll for stealth.
Seriously?
Yeah, I mean it's a spider. You can get advantage on that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
what? Spider, you can get advantage on that.
One of the guards has arachnophobia. You're dead.
That's fair.
I mean, yeah. You easily notice bugs in your room sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay, it's a very good thing I got advantage on that. It's just an 11 for stealth.
Okay. So you're this little bug and you're just kind of up on the ceiling. And I would say that the guards do notice you. They're like, oh, gross, it's a spider. But this is a dungeon. There are a bunch of creepy crawlers here down all the time. So they're like, it's a spider. Whatever. Creepy bug. But like, as you are now in closer proximity to them, you can more clearly hear their conversation. As these two guards are, rolling their dice, you can hear them say something along the lines of, No, I'm tempted to like do like a this for one guard, this for the other guard, but I don't. And that would be very strange. You know what? Screw it. I don't heckin' care. I'm unhinged now. We're gonna do whatever we want. I'm gonna swivel all the way around. I have a swivel chair and I'm gonna use it. God damn it.
Do it.
So you hear the two guards and they're chatting. And you hear one first NPC voice of the night. Did you hear what they were talking about? I've been hearing them say that they're thinking about pardoning all those magic users those magic using churls over there. Crazy. What's Camelot coming to these days? I wouldn't worry too much about it, Tybalt. Lord Hallifirth would never allow something like that. I don't know, Horace. I mean, it's King Arthur. He's the king and all that. He kind of has final say here.
What was that name? Not the guard's name, but the Lord's name?
Lord Hallifirth?
Hallifirth.
Mhm.
Okay.
Look, don't worry about it. I used to be Hallifirth's personal bodyguard before getting promoted to the Citadel's defense battalion. I know for a fact that if our peasant-loving king makes the wrong choice on here, Hallifirth will know what to do. He's definitely got some kind of contingency plan up his sleeve. And the other guard goes, contingency what? And just as he's about to like ask what that means, like what interrupting him, there's a loud crash at the very far end of the hallway. And both of the guards kind of jolt, like startled, and they both kind of turn back and go, what was that? And you can hear them go, shh, did you hear that? It sounded like a crash. You think we should check it out? And leave our post? No, thank you. But if it turns out to be something important and dangerous, and we let that happen off our watch, we could get in some serious trouble, Fair point. So both of the guards kind of put down their dice, and they go and they investigate further into that crash. They kind of go down here, and they are kind of further down the hallway.
Okay.
They're not in here.
As soon as they leave, I'm going to scuttle down the wall so that I don't drop. I'm going to turn back into a human, and I'm going to hold my hand out, and I'm just going to whisper, "Forbear," and a flame appears in my hand, and I'm going to. Okay, technically, to hurl this flame at something, I need to make a ranged spell attack, but that's normally for a target in combat. I don't know if you want to make me make one.
You're right in front of it. I think you're fine. You're like right in front of it.
Yeah, okay. And it's going to take 1d8 of fire damage.
Okay.
So that is 6 points of fire damage.
So this wooden chest, they really you blast this chest with some fire, and it's already kind of a rickety chest. The lock itself nothing happens to it, but the wood surrounding it does kind of sploosh. That's a bad word for wood. It shatters, I guess. The impact and as well as the fire kind of burning it and kind of roasty toastying it. So you have done a very substantial amount of damage to this wooden chest.
Okay, enough to get it open?
Oh yeah, you can see like a pretty decent like chasm on like a hole cracked onto it that you could reach in and grab stuff, I guess.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to I'm just going to start rooting through it for my wand.
Okay.
It's like, who needs to break the lock when you just break open the top?
There you go. Boom. Lock's picking skill 2. So as you root through the stuff, and then you through a mesh of swords and daggers and bow and arrows and blah blah blah, you procure your freaking wand. Wow.
Okay. And I want to go over here and just kind of peek my head around the corner and see if I can see the guards.
Okay. Doop, 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 doop. So as you peek around the corner, towards the very far end of this hallway, and since it's kind of daytime, there are torches along the walls, but none of them are really lit. So it is kind of a bit dim down this hallway. I would roll for perception.
Perception. Okay. Man, that was a terrible roll. It bounced off my computer. Can I re-roll it?
Yeah, why not? Go ahead. I don't care. Do it.
Okay, that is marginally better. It's a 7, which is a 13.
Okay. So at the other far end of
Very
the
good perception.
beautiful, so observant. I mean, to be fair, no one in Camelot is very observant. I mean, the last time someone really passed a perception check was when Lancelot noticed his staff was glowing, and that was like 6 years ago. So I mean,
Yeah, I have a +6 to perception, but I rolled a 7. So 13, which isn't terrible.
there you go. So you peek around the edge and around the corner and the far end of the corridor. You can hear more than you can see this happening. As you can see the two guards being met with encountering, kind of like walking down, and then a large figure kind of approach them. You know, and they kind of startle and they turn around, and it feels shadowy, so you can really only make out silhouettes. And they turn around and they, you know, you can see them brandish their weapons, they're shouting something. But the monster just tackles them. And then everyone in the dungeon, in fact, can hear this. Not just Lunette, but everyone can hear this blood-curdling twin screams as the monster pounces on these the beast figure pounces on the guards and just ravages them. You can't really see the details of it, but you can hear some like squelching noises and some the clanking of metal, and it's not great. It doesn't sound pleasant.
What I'm going to do is run back to the chest and see if I can find my other stuff, by which I mostly mean, for the purposes of combat, my armor, my shield, and my spear.
Okay. So you're rummaging through the chest, and like, yeah, your armor and your weapons are all in there. And as you're like donning your armor and getting your weapons ready, what are the vibes in the rest of the dungeon on those weird screams?
Panic?
Yeah,
Yeah. Elena's just has run towards the front of her cell and is trying, because she, from what I can see from the diagram, she can't see the end of the hallway, but like that's where it's coming from, kind of thing.
So she's kind of coming up to the front.
Yeah, she's at the front. So she's just, hello? What is going on? Can anyone tell me what's going on? Because I can't tell what's going on. Hello?
I'm going to, like, once I have my stuff, I'm going to, first of all, I can't carry a shield, a wand, and a spear, so I have like a spear holder or something. I'm gonna, sheathe the, whatever. You know what I mean. I have it, but I'm not holding it. And I'm going to run over to Elena.
Okay.
And I'm going to say the guards went, and I'm just going to tell her, the guards went to investigate some noise, and then there was something, and it attacked them. And those guards, I was going to put them to sleep and try to take back, they have the keys to the cell.
Right.
All of the cell.
Right. But if there's a monster in the cells, don't you think we should, get out? Well, actually, maybe we shouldn't get out, because then the monster can't get us. Unless the monster's really strong and it can open the cell doors by itself. Can it do that? Some of them can.
I don't know.
As you two are having this scintillating conversation, you do hear this like slop, kind of like this wet thudding noise carry down the hallway and closer towards the prison. And
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how suddenly sober is Leon?
roll for sobriety.
Must Constitution, go.
Constitution.
Yeah, Constitution's how you do alcohol in this lovely
Should I
game.
for real? Should I?
And shoot, do it. Roll for sobriety.
Oh God. Constitution, you said?
Yep.
So it's a 17.
Okay. So you're hearing the screams and you're hearing this commotion. You're like, okay, what the hell? So you are upright. Your little companion here, this boyo, he's out cold, but you are like up and raring to go. And you're like, what was that? What was that? You're pretty sober.
I'm gonna come up to the door to my cell, the more like narrow one right in front of me.
Mhm.
And I am just gonna kind of like right myself and like look out and see if I can like get an eye on what's going on, because it looks like I can see all the way to where those guards are.
Yeah. Do you
How are they doing? Are they okay?
You want to roll for perception on that, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll, baby, roll.
Okay. Perception. That is gonna be -1, 11.
Ooh. I was noticing your perception stat when I was looking at your character sheet, and I'm like, that is so in character, but also very tragic.
Yeah.
Isn't it like a 9 or
So
something?
Leon is like,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
So you said it was 11?
It's 11.
Okay. So you can see.
So my vision's like blurry.
Yeah, it's still kind of hazy from the hangover, and you're like squinting. So you can't see super great what's happening, but you can see that there are two vague humanoid figures on the ground, and you can see a very massive, not quite humanoid, but some kind of entity, large entity, lumbering towards the entrance right about here. And at this point, I can go like this. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop.
Oh no.
It has appeared here.
Goop.
Well,
Goop
that's
indeed.
this is the closest sprite I could find for it. It's not a perfect one-to-one match.
It's all right. We get it. It's big and scary.
It's the big, scary, slimy thing.
I think I can do this. Never mind. I'm just gonna, I'm going to like try and sort of reach through the cells to grab Elena's hand, and I'm just going to sort of look over at Leon and say, something's coming, and I think it killed the guards, and I do not know how to open these cells.
I don't either. But we'll figure something out. And I'm just gonna kind of, can I like look at the lock on my door? Like, is it like bars? What's the situation?
Yeah, there's it's like, you know, your classic setup with the metal bars, and there is like kind of towards the side there's like the padlock thing.
Okay.
Are they half-barrel hinges? Pirates of the Caribbean? Probably not, realistically speaking.
Okay.
Suddenly Jack Sparrow pops out of nowhere.
I'm honestly wondering if I should just like brute force it, like just
You
literally
can try.
like
Yeah, go ahead.
like shove it open. I'm gonna try that.
Try that. Roll for, that'd be like strength, athletics.
Okay. That is a 1. That is a 1.
Yeah.
This hangover is messing you up, man. You are really not having a time. So, you kind of stumble backwards a few steps, and then you rush forward a few, and you're like kind of woozy as you go, and you kind of like go headfirst into the bars, and you fall backwards with this, massive head wound, and like you got ringing in your ears. And you're like, I'm just gonna lay down now.
Do you hear clanging? Anybody?
Owlie.
Did my companion in the cell see that? Did they see that?
I'm actually I'm gonna roll for that now. I need to like, I want to invest in this to see if he watched you screw up.
Also,
How
this is
intact is
happening.
Leon's dignity?
Lunette is like, I'm kind of like mentally reviewing my spells and realizing that I have like next to no spells that would help me fight a monster on my own, and certainly none that require my wand. So I'm going to put that away, and I'm going to draw the spear out.
Okay, good idea. Your
So,
companion. Yeah, go ahead.
So I currently have I was kind of mentally assuming I put my armor on earlier, so
Yep, you
I
did,
currently
you
have a spear in one hand, a
You did.
shield in the other, which means I have a +2 to AC, I think, for the shield.
Oh, okay. So, to answer Leon's question, yes, his companion did kind of like jolt awake at the sound of the clank hitting the bars. Kind of like
Okay.
startled up, looked at what was going on. He's like, "What?" And he sees you on the ground, with a big old red mark on your forehead.
Okay.
And he quickly kind of squashes out what happened. And he gives this
Uh-huh.
very, like, vindicated smile. And then he just falls back to sleep.
Ugh. Typical. Okay.
Okay, Arielle is also a knight and isn't really one to sit back. She didn't see Leon fail and thinks that possibly trying to do the same thing might be a good idea. So, just gonna
Use
try
all
and ram it.
strength to
Yeah,
Try and ram as well.
yeah.
Okay. So roll for strength again.
15, 14, 15, 17.
Okay. You kind of have the benefit of like the hinges are a little bit rusty. So you kind of like sidearm it as you just kind of like run into it from the side instead of freaking headbutting it like our beautiful Leon did. And he you can hear the hinges kind of creak as you kind of and like the rusty creaking as you kind of jump, you ram into it a few times, and you do, but despite your multiple attempts at ramming, your arm is sore now, but you did manage to get the hinges rather loose.
Cool. But it's
gonna-
still not open. Right.
Can I safely assume that Elena and Lunette heard both of those attempts?
Yeah.
All right. So Elena. Well, yeah, Elena's gonna try and be constructive. We'll see how it goes. Right, I think someone just tried to break out, but I'm not really sure that they're doing a very good job at it. So, maybe could you, getting someone out because there's a giant monster right there. I don't have anything to shoot at it. Normally, I've got lots of things to shoot at things.
Well, normally I would attempt to. I was planning to get the keys from the guards, but that. Oh.
Maybe we
I'm
could
going to
distract
run
them.
over to the chest, and I'm going to look for Elena's bow.
Okay.
That's a better idea than I had.
And as you do this, the beast lumbers further in, and you guys it can see you, and it locks eyes on you, and it lets out this roar. And Merlin, from his position in his cell, he recognizes the sound of that roar. He can't see the beast, but he would remember it. He knows that this is an Afang.